Hey, it's Marco from Analog Things, and today I want to show you the Polaroid 600 camera. Okay, so this beautiful camera is a point and shoot camera manufactured by Polaroid. As you can see, there's not much to it. It's a big plastic tube. First things first, how to open the camera. It's pretty easy. You put your fingers on the sides, you grab it on both sides, and then you just pull it up till it locks in. And the flash immediately charges, as you can see on the green light on the back. Next thing, you want to close it again. Sometimes if you have a camera, they are really hard to close, so don't worry to break it here. You really have to push it hard and close it down. Okay, so viewfinder, that's the thing on this side here, and the back lens sits here in the middle. There is a close-up lens actually, so I want to focus in a little bit more. There's two distances you can focus on. The first distance, which is the default, is from 1.2 meters to unlimited, or as in feet, 4 feet to unlimited. But what if I want to zoom in a little bit? You have this little knob here, push it over here, and then you see this little glass move out. Okay, that's the close-up lens. You also get in the viewfinder this little circle here. So the circle is supposed where the face of the person should be. So if you look through the viewfinder, you will see this circle, and you should place the face of the person you take a picture of in there. The focus now is from 0.6 meters to 1.2 meters, or from 2 feet to 4 feet. So you can't focus below 60 centimeters or 2 feet away. That's really important to know, so you don't get blurry pictures. To get the lens away, you just tab it a little bit and it snaps back. Next up, we have the flash. The flash is up here. It's pretty strong since the camera has Aperture 8 and ISO 600, but you should always see the flash green light before you take a picture. The shutter is placed on the side here, and you see there's two little knobs. There's one on the front and one on the back. What do these do? So the first one is actually just a flash release. So it's also helpful if the flashlight is not up anymore. You just go there, you put your finger on the front and just pull it a little bit, then the flash loads again and it's ready to charge when the light goes on. The back one is actually to take a picture. We just press the back one now, no flash, an image gets ejected. Next one, we want to take a picture with the flash, so I press the front button and the front button squeezes the back button in too, and then we have one with flash. Okay, so that's great. So where is actually the film in this camera? You've seen it come out of here in front. So that's also important. When you hold the camera, don't hold your hand up here, don't hold it here or somewhere there. Just put your other hand below, and to open the camera you have this little switch on the side, which you have to push forward, facing the camera front. So you open it and then this tray opens up here. As you can see, there is a film inside at the moment, and what's really useful is up here you have information about the camera and which film type you need for this camera. That's in all the 600 cameras and S670 so you see which film type you need. Then here you have these metal rollers. I will come to them a little bit later, but they are really important. We close it and we're fine. In the back here you have this little window, so you can see it here, this window. This window shows you the frames left on the film. So if you put in a new film, it will show 10 frames. There's only one problem. Polaroid doesn't exist anymore exactly. So original Polaroid film was stacked with 10 sheets of film. So 10 sheets of film, you had the 10 in the back and it counted down. But now a new company, which was called Impossible, now Polaroid Originals, produces film again, but they just managed to put 8 frames in one package. If you're on 2 in the back, your film cartridge will be empty. To load the film, we open again. Then you just have to pull out your film. Normally there's one sticker on the film. If it's lost, don't worry, you can just grab the film on the sides and pull it out like that. Then pull it out, put a new one in. Put in the new film, close it up. We get thrown out the dark slide that's on top of the film. So every film comes with a dark slide on top. Let's get to the exposure of the image. You can only manipulate the exposure a little bit by darkening the picture or lightening it a little bit with this controller. By pulling the little thing to the light side, it makes the picture brighter by letting less light to the light meter. By putting it to the dark side, it makes the picture darker by letting more light to the light meter. That results in a shorter exposure time. Now let's get to the maintenance of the camera. What do you have to worry about? How do you decide if you buy the camera or not, if you see one on a garage sale or eBay or I don't know. So there are some things. These cameras are really robust and hard to destroy, so they probably work. Do these cameras have a battery? Battery is actually in the film pack. So don't worry, the camera has no battery, it's in the film. So every cartridge you load into the camera has a new battery for you. As I mentioned before, there's these rollers. And there's one saying in Polaroid world, always keep your rollers clean. One of the most important things, these rollers need to be clean. Sometimes if you have an old pack of film or maybe there was a production failure or something like that, there comes a little chemistry out of the package of the film. And then you have to wipe these rollers clean. Don't worry, just take a damp paper towel and wipe over them. See that they are like smooth and you don't see anything and that they are running really smooth, as you can hear. That should be fine. So the rollers need to be clean. You can just watch them and there should be no dirt on top of them and then everything is fine and the picture comes out smooth. If you have dirt on them and it dries, the rollers start to jump and you maybe get lines on the film or you have like dots engraved into the chemistry that gets spread over. So it destroys the even spread of the chemistry through the film layer. Okay, next up, flash. So as I mentioned before, this flash charges. And if you get an old camera, it could be that the flash charge takes pretty long to charge. And that comes from the technical side inside, but as soon as you shoot 1 or 2 packs of film again, the flash starts loading faster and faster. So that's just technically, if the camera stands around for a long time, you pick it up again after 20-30 years, that's a long time. You just put through like 2 films and then everything is fine again. Otherwise, if the flash is not working, could happen. Unfortunately, these cameras are not able to be repaired. I mean, they're cheap, they're plastic, you can't really open them. If you open them, you kind of break them. So if one of these things doesn't work as you want, it's probably dead and get a new one. Where to get one, where to get the film. So these are all used old cameras. So you buy them at a garage sale, you buy them on eBay, you buy them at a local store, you buy them at Polaroid project directly. They sell these refurbished cameras and they give you a guarantee on it, which is pretty good. If you buy it on a garage sale, you have to figure out some points if it works, but that's easy. So what do I need to look for if I go to a garage sale and see one of them and how do I test it? So the best thing is if you are looking, like you're looking for one of these, try to get an old cartridge of film loaded with some frames. If some friend of you has already one or some people that have an old cartridge, get that with the battery inside and maybe 2 or 3 sheets of film. They don't need to be exposed, but they need to have sheets inside. If you go to garage sale, just put the cartridge inside, close the tray again. It should immediately throw out the dark slide or the first frame of the package, and you can check if that is fine. If that one happens, it's pretty sure the camera works. Then you can test if the flash fires it up, and the other thing, if you see, like, if you push the shutter, if the new frame comes out. If all of this happens, it's pretty sure the camera works. There can still be a stuck shutter or something like that, but it's hard to figure out without shooting real film and spending money. Then it comes to film. You could still get original Polaroid film, but that's probably not working anymore. So the other option is buy new film. And where do we get that? The new film, there's one company producing that. That's Polaroid Originals now. Yeah, that's this film here. And they produce it in color and they produce it in black and white. So we have color and black and white. Company was called Impossible, so it could still be that you get Impossible film, but the newest generation of the film, which is actually the best in my opinion, is already branded by Polaroid Originals, which is amazing, and you should just get one of these packs if you should start shooting. Watch out that you buy the 600 film, so 600 film, yes, buy this one, not S670, 600, not Spectra, 600. There's different versions of it, so the basics are color and black and white, but they produce color frames, they produce branded special editions, they produce a lot of different versions of the film, so don't worry about that. One last thing, do you need to shake the Polaroid picture when it comes out? No. These pictures don't need to be shaken. There's no problem with them. Just put it somewhere. Don't bend the picture too much, because if you shake it, it could be that you break it. If that happens, yes, you have distortions and stuff like that on the camera. Why did they say shake it like a Polaroid picture? Because of a different film that actually doesn't need to be shaken, but you could shake it to dry it faster. Yeah, that's it for Polaroid 600 camera. If you have any questions, just drop them below. I'm really happy to answer them, and just feel free to drop me a line. Hit me up, subscribe me, do whatever you want, and I would be happy if you join.